New York City, are you ready? The wait is over. The biggest and most anticipated block party of the summer is back. Join TAG, Teaching a Generation, and the Queen of Harlem, Michelle Smalls, for the 4th annual Youth Explosion, hosted by Fox 5 anchor TCIONY Whitlow and ABC News reporter Phil Tate, with special guest DJ Kid Capri on the Wheels of Steel. This is the event you don't want to miss. Saturday, August 1st from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Harlem becomes the place to be. Enjoy free food, free games, free giveaways, live performances, exciting activities, community resources, and non-stop fun for the entire family. This isn't just another event. It's where New York comes together to celebrate our young people, our families, and our community. Mark your calendars. Bring your family. Bring your friends. And don't miss the 4th annual Youth Explosion. Saturday, August 1st, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We'll see you there.
We'll now have opening prayer by Sabella Cohen.
Father, we thank you for your goodness and your mercy. We thank you for your kindness and your faithfulness to your creation. We know that you are our creator and that you created everything for your pleasure. We thank you for this day and this gathering that you have allowed us to come together to receive your wisdom. And we thank you for the work that you are doing among this generation, knowing that you are faithful to complete it. We pray your blessings on this environment. We pray that those that are gathered here today will leave here with a changed mind and a changed heart, and that they will go back to their respected places and make a difference. We ask this in the name of the one who died for us and rose again with all power in his hand, in the name that is above every other name, Jesus the Christ.
Welcome to the stage, Impact Preparatory Theater.
Come on, we're supposed to be raising the roof. Hello, good afternoon. No. Hey, everyone, we are Impact Repertory Theater. You might have seen these shirts in the promo for August 1st. Who's coming out on August 1st for the Youth Explosion? We will definitely see you there. Can we get a little bit more in the mics? So we are Impact Repertory Theater, Oscar Grammy-nominated youth repertory leadership training company that caters to the needs of young people between the ages of 8 and 18. And Impact is just not our name. It stands for something. The I stands for
inspiration.
M,
motivation.
P,
preparation.
A,
activism.
C,
commitment.
T,
teamwork.
And we have something that we live by called our credo. And our credo is
we are youth activists who view the creative arts and leadership training as a way to develop ourselves and change the world in a positive way. We believe that we must be the message that we bring through hard work, focus, discipline, unity, and the principles of SOS. Safe space, outstanding effort, and service to our family, friends, and community.
And that is what Impact is all about. Woo! We just wanted to give you a little music to help raise the roof before we get into conversation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Church of Impact. Can I get an amen? Amen. Can I get an impact?
Impact.
We want you to sing along with us, so repeat after me. You still got the magic.
You still got the magic.
A beautiful magic.
A beautiful magic.
You still got the magic.
You still got the magic.
In your eyes.
In your eyes.
A wonderful magic.
A wonderful magic.
Just know that you have it.
Just know that you have it.
A beautiful magic.
A beautiful magic.
In your eyes.
In your eyes.
Now turn to your neighbor. Say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
You still got the magic.
You still got the magic.
A beautiful magic.
A beautiful magic.
You still got the magic.
You still got the magic.
In your eyes.
in your eyes.
A wonderful magic.
A wonderful magic.
Just know that you have it.
Just know that you have it.
A beautiful magic.
A beautiful magic.
In your eyes.
In your eyes.
Now. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Can we get a little bit more music?
Hey,
Turn it up.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Every time I look in your eyes, it's magic. It's magic.
Hey.
Every time I look in your eyes, it's magic.
It's magic. Hey, 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 hey.
Another rabbit out the hat, abracadabra, impact, come on.
I know it's been a long road, and it seems like there's no relief inside. Can't get out of the stronghold, but no matter what, you won't give up the fight.
You still got a magic, and it shines bright, bright as the moon in the night. Just look in the mirror, and see every reason to celebrate your life.
You still got the magic, a beautiful magic. You still got the magic in your eyes, a wonderful magic. Just know that you have it, a beautiful magic in your eyes.
You still got the magic, a beautiful magic. You still got the magic in your eyes, a wonderful magic. Just know that you have it, a beautiful magic in your eyes.
Magic, magic,
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lifetime to recognize that life is what you make. And it doesn't matter where you're at, just as long as you know your life is great.
Enjoy every moment.
Celebrate.
'Cause there is no time to hesitate. Just believe in you and me together. And it's all the magic it takes.
You still got the
You
magic,
still got the magic, a beautiful
You still got the magic
in your eyes, a wonderful magic. Just know that you have it, a beautiful magic in your eyes. You still got the magic, a beautiful magic. You still got the magic in your eyes, a wonderful magic. Just know that you have it, a beautiful magic in your eyes.
This ain't a magic flow, it's a magic show to show you are so magical. Like a magic wand, we got a magic bomb. Doing magic tricks till the magic's gone. Your magic spell is a magic web of marveling greatness. I'm compelled to never let your magic end. You'll always be my magic friend. Tell 'em again.
Every time I look in your eyes, it's magic.
You know it's magical.
Come on, clap your hands.
Every time I look at you.
Let's go. Every time I look in your eyes, it's magic. It's magic. Hey, you still got the
You
magic.
still got the magic, a beautiful magic in your eyes, a wonderful magic. Just know that you have it, a beautiful magic in your eyes. You still got the magic, yeah, in your eyes.
A wonderful
A wonderful magic, a beautiful magic in your eyes.
energy than that. Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? Okay. My name is Miss Janet, and I'm Program Director for the Community Initiatives of New York, affectionately known as TAG. And we want to welcome you to Raising the Roof. How many of y'all excited? All right. We got to bring this energy up just a little bit. So can we do some roll call? Where's Bronx at? Is Bronx in the house? Where Harlem at? There you go. Brooklyn, are you in the house? Okay. What about Queens? You in the house? Okay. And I saved this for last. Forgotten Island? Any Staten Islanders here? Listen, we are so excited. We are so intentional on giving opportunities to our young people just like this. For you to be in a space and a place that can help you raise the roof. We want to give you a different experience. We want you to encounter something that maybe you haven't had an opportunity to encounter before. So the idea of today and the idea of this event is just that. How can we help you raise the roof? We still got some questions. I'll pause it, it's good. So many of us have had limits placed on us, not because we asked, not because we fought to get to certain limitations. Maybe some of us were born in those limitations. Maybe some of us live within those limitations. Maybe some of us are experiencing financial limitations not to your fault or your parents' fault. It's just the system and the world, and life is lifing. Raising the roof is all about letting you know that you were born on purpose for a purpose. That every single thing, no matter how hard it might look, no matter the trials and tribulations, no matter your financial circumstances, your environmental circumstances, your relational, doesn't matter, that there is something greater for you. Yeah, I like that. There is something greater for you. God created each and every one of us for greatness. On purpose, for a purpose. And our job is to help you understand. For my young people, I'm speaking to you now, we want to raise the roof. We're going to take and help you understand and remove those limitations that society, that your family, that generationally has tried to place on you. And for my community members and my adults, today is about asking yourself the question, am I the one placing limits on our young people? Am I telling our young people, you can't because of the color of your skin, the zip code that you were born in, or how much money you have in your bank account? Because let me tell you something, that's a lie. That's a lie. Yes, it is. You are all created for something great, and I hope that today, if anything, that you leave inspired to walk in that greatness, to continue to build relationships on purpose for a purpose, to help you get to that potential of where you are and raise the roof, raise the limits that people have tried to place on your life. How's that sound to you? Sound good? I love it. So we are got a great conversation, but before I do anything, I'm gonna go to this next slide really quick. My booth, can we go to the next slide for a quick second? All right. Can y'all get your phones out real quick? Can you guys scan that QR code? TCIONY is all about empowering young people. TAG is our signature program, Teaching a Generation. We have the first ever youth-ran and operated retail store called the TAG Swag. Yeah. We just acquired, we have a full TAG center. 3,500 square foot of mental health, of a living room, of a conditioning gym, of a pool table. We have the first ever youth-run and operated juice bar, Taste a Tag, with our partners Paint for Peace. And then we just received and acquired the TAG Tech Center through our partnership with Silicon Harlem, Mr. Clayton Banks. Y'all, we are going to be intentional to raise the roof If you are not familiar with us, follow us. Get involved. Join the movement. TAG is not an organization. We are all teaching a generation. All right? All right, so before we get started, we have a couple opening remarks that I cannot wait for you all to hear. And they're going to be quick because we have a meaty conversation with Dr. A.R. Bernard and former Chancellor David C. Banks. So our first remarks will come from none other than Guns Down, Lights Up, Mr. James Dobbins.
Thank you so much. Teaching the generation, TAG. Give a round of applause to TAG. Clap it up for TAG. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to come up here, but when I say guns down, y'all say life up. Guns down? Guns down? So my name is James Dobbins. Special shout out to all the youth that's out here. Clap it up for yourselves. I love to see the youth out here. It's about the youth. So my name is James Dobbins. I'm the Executive Director, New York City Health and Hospital, Lincoln. We are the public hospital's response to gun violence. You know, we work in the emergency room. We track all the gunshots, assaults, and stabbings, making sure we offer resources and alternatives to every patient. The doctors and nurses, they do an excellent job patching them up, but that aftercare, once they discharge, we are there for them. In the community, people get shot, stabbed, and assaulted. The police come, the ambulance come. Who comes for that young man who wants to retaliate? Who comes for the community that's traumatized? Guns down? Guns down? So I just want to thank y'all for being here. I am so excited. I can't wait to raise the roof.
Yeah.
Let's say raise the roof.
Raise the roof.
I am excited. I just want to thank y'all. You know, Guns Down, Life Up, Lincoln Hospital, we are in the building. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Great work you do in the community. Next, we have our very own, and I will just say this, y'all. Legends are made in Harlem, okay? Can I hear that? Legends are made in Harlem. They're made in the Bronx. So there's some competition here, but I'll let you deal with that. But we have our very own, someone who, while we may have just met, you know when you meet people and you feel like you've just connected? I felt like this with his mother and the entire family, but I want to welcome to the stage Dallas Cowboys football player AJ. Mr. AJ, come on up.
No, you're good. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm so excited to be here at Raising the Roof. This is just amazing. Like, seeing so many young people come together for something positive is inspirational to me, and that's what I'm all about. You know, I grew up in Harlem. I'm 24 now. Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, so I see a lot of familiar faces here, though. How many of y'all was at my event last week? Yeah. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out, man. It was a great turnout, and you guys helped make it the way it was. So I'm excited to be here. I'll tell you guys a little bit about me for those who don't know me. Like I said, I grew up in Harlem. I started playing football when I was 9 years old, and you know, I had dreams to go to the NFL. And you know, that's not really a common dream in New York, you know, where we come from. So I knew I was gonna have to work hard. I knew, but that was my goal. I ended up going to Archbishop Stepinac, so a Catholic school in White Plains, New York, with a good football program, and gave me a chance to get recruited seriously for football. But I had to wake up like 5:30 in the morning and take like 2 buses, 2 trains just to get to school, 2 buses, 2 trains back. And but that was part of my goal. Like, it's gonna take hard work, consistency, and discipline to get where you guys want to go. You know what I mean? And you guys all can accomplish whatever goal you guys want. I ended up going to the University of Rhode Island and then transferring to Oregon, and then I was able to get drafted 2 years ago to the Dallas Cowboys. I appreciate you guys. Now, I got you. I'll follow you back for sure. And, yeah, my boy. But it's important for me to come back and talk to you guys because I want you guys to reach all your goals, all your dreams that you guys have. And you can do that. You know, that greatness is within you. You shouldn't feel limited to, you know, your environment, you know, what you call it, whatever, you know, people say you can and can't do, whatever the norm is. You know what I mean? I want y'all to negate all that. Like, be who you want to be. Go chase what you want to chase. Go chase your dreams. Go do what you want to do, and strive for excellence in everything that you guys do. Now, like I said, you guys was at my event last year. Go follow me on Instagram, Dream Infinite Camp. Spread that message. You know what I mean? I want those young people to hear that and support it. Come out next year. I'll be doing that next year. But shout out to this amazing event. Thank you so much, Pastor Cohen and Mrs. Cohen, for having me out here. And thank you so much. Let's raise the roof. Yo.
Thank you so much. It's so important when you have individuals that make it, that have the heart and the desire, that want to come back and give to the community. And so we thank you for your service, and we're so excited to have you here. You are raising the roof. We all are raising the roof, and collectively together we can do so much more. I just have two more very quickly while our speakers come out. I want to introduce you. Some of our taggers might know him, but we always say in order to raise the roof, you have to first have your mental intact. And you cannot do very much if you do not have a strong mind. And so as it's important that we study for success educationally, that we get fit physically, that we realize that our mental and our mind needs that same level of discipline and conditioning. So I want to introduce a partner and a brother from the TAG family. He's been with us since day one to offer a quick little opening remarks. Coach Elliott from Mental Conditioning Coach.
Thank you. I'm going to be very brief. It was a great crowd here today. As Auntie Janet just said, our mindset is everything. I'll give you guys 2 quick points just to think about as you're here. It's always great to have a gathering like this and understand that where you're sitting, where you're standing, where you are at any moment has everything to do with your mindset. So each and every day, take the time to check yourself and say that. So where you're standing, I'm supposed to be here. There's times when I'm in spots where I ain't supposed to be, but that's where you're going to mentally know you're there because of where you're standing in your mindset. And the last thing I just want to say, as we have up there, raise the roof, I thought about something as I was sitting down there, and when those young people was performing an impact, I want you guys to understand one thing mentally, each and every day when you get up, and I want you guys to say to yourself, this is your first chance, and this is your last chance. So you better give it everything you got each and every day. My name is Elliot Allen, Mental Conditioning.
Thank you so much, Coach Elliott. Listen, you said it, and impact. I got to give you another round of applause. Y'all are amazing. I felt that. Y'all started it. Absolutely love it. We have the honor of welcoming former commissioner of FDNY, Jim Harding, who's also been part of the TAG family for such a long time. And I'm going to invite him up to just say a quick word for us. Come on up, Commissioner Jim Harding.
Thank you, Janet. Listen, this is a fantastic gathering. But what I want to do, I want to give you a round of applause. So let's applaud for you being here today. Because every day you make a difference in the quality of life for all the youth in this city of New York. So I congratulate you what you do, what you continue to do, because someday each and every one of you will be standing here on this stage for what you have done in your life. I want you all to be successful. Live your dreams. Don't let anyone ever tell you you can't live your dream, because the dream is you, and you're part of it and will always be part of it. So thank you for giving me a couple of minutes. Good luck, guys.
Commissioner Harding, that was quick. I feel like that was in the record book. All right, so our guests are coming out. So as they come out, I'll just give some shout outs to we have here. A good partner of ours that is doing some amazing work in East Harlem. I want to recognize our brother Jamal Pugh. Stand up. Paint for Peace, doing some remarkable work in East Harlem, and everything about collaboration. I feel like this partnership and collaboration is so beautiful, and so many families are going to continue to thrive. Melissa, stand up. I have Melissa Cisco from the Department of Education, New York City Public Schools. Let me tell you, I have yet never found an employee at the New York City Public Schools Department that works as hard as this woman does to provide pathways for success for all of you. You have to know that for every opportunity, there's someone like her working nonstop to make it happen. We thank you for that. I'm waiting on our guest. That was my cues from my husband. I have Brother Jake McGee. Let me tell you, Brother Jake McGee, Precinct 2A, Precinct Council President. The reason why relationships are so important, let me tell you, it's not always about what you know, it's sometimes about who you know and the power of relationships. This man, he had a relationship with White Castle, and White Castle district manager, general, said to him, we want to do something for another organization. Who can we choose? And he said it was TAG, and they did the roundup donation for us, and let me tell you, it was like $13,000 donated, which was so amazing. So thank you, Jake. And then last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Clayton Bakes. You want to stand up and say hello from Silicon Harlem, our recent partner in the TAG takeover. So excited. So go Harlem, because Harlem's in the house. All right, so our guests are ready. So I'm going to bring up my team. Can we give it up to the TAG team? Yeah. Did y'all feel good when you walked in? Did y'all feel loved? I didn't like that answer. Let's try that again. Did y'all feel the love when you came in? All right, that's better. I'm going to introduce to you my colleague, Miss Sarah, who's going to do the intros of our guests. Let's give it up. Before Miss Sarah does that, I would be remiss if I did not say a huge thank you. We all need to. You guys see that gentleman right there in the red and white suit? Yeah. That's my baby daddy, my boss, my husband, my best friend, my boo. Everything that you see with TAG and TCI is because of that man right there. Every opportunity, every job is because of his faithfulness, trusting God, and knowing that he was created not for himself, but to give all of us an opportunity to serve and to grow in purpose. So baby, we thank you. Love you. All right, now I'm going to turn it over.
All right, y'all, let's give it up for Miss Janet. Woo! All right, we have our special guest here. All right, so former Chancellor David C. Banks, can we get a round of applause? All right, so having served in not only the Department of Education, but also being former principal of the Eagle Academy for Young Men, okay? And CEO of the Academy of our Eagle Academy Foundation, all right? So round of applause, please, for Mr. Banks. We are so lucky to have you, all right? And then Dr. A.R. Bernard, can we get a loud applause? Founding senior pastor and CEO of Christian Cultural Center, okay? Former financer, he's done it all. So please welcome Mr. Dr. A.R. Bernard to the stage. We are so lucky to have these two individuals, phenomenal individuals, here with us. All right, folks? So without further ado, we are going to allow them to begin the event. Enjoy.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Another big shout out for my girl, Janet Cohen. And the man with the plan. The man with the plan, the visionary who's been behind this for so many years, and I've been so thrilled to call him my friend. Your uncle as well. Uncle Reverend Al Cohen. All right. And everybody, it's a real pleasure to be here as we get ready to have we want to be a stimulating conversation with a gentleman who, for me, you should know, I have met a lot of people in my life. I've been exposed to a lot of great leaders that I've gotten to know, some of whom I just from afar I admire. There are very, very, very few people who I would tell you that I personally admire. And Reverend Dr. A.R. Bernard is one of the people who I have great admiration for. He is not only a friend, he has been a mentor to me and thousands of others through his example of excellence in the way that he moves. If you want to see the way a black man should move each and every day, this is a shining example for you. And if you didn't know it, you're going to learn more now, and you're going to see why I'm saying what I'm saying. He's one of the great teachers. He's one of the great spiritual leaders, not only here in New York City, and I would tell you not only here in America, but in fact across the world. People know him, they respect him, they admire him, they seek out his counsel, and I'm thrilled to be in conversation with him here today, Reverend Dr. A.R. Bernard. God bless you.
Wow, what do I say after that? But thank you. Sharing stage with you at any opportunity is always a blessing and an honor. And as much as you've spoken about me, this man is a very accomplished man. And it's not what you do in life that makes you great. It's what you inspire others to do. That is the greater part of your legacy, not your estate, but the people that you transform who take you as a model, get excited about their capacity and their identity and their intelligence and make a difference in this world. And you're one of them.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for sharing the stage with you.
Thank you. So I want you all, as you are hearing this conversation, to think about it within this context. We're not here to entertain you. We're here because the Cohens invited us through the great work that they do in this community, the great love that they have for each and every one of you. And that is not just for the young people, but for the adults as well, who are charged with care and love of our young people. So for anyone who's in the room, we're just asking at this point that you engage in this conversation. Listen intently. And I want you to think about if there's something pressing that's on your mind, there's a question that you want to ask. It's very important to me and to us to also hear from you. So we will make sure that we save some time at the end to hear from you. Because the one thing I know, having been a principal for 11 years, is that young people don't like to just be lectured to, right? So they want to engage. And so I want you to think, as you're hearing something, you may hear something that you disagree with. Or if there's something that's personally going on in your life or your friends that you think is a critical question that you would like to ask. Don't be shy. And at the appropriate time, we'll have you come to the mics and pose your question. Okay? That's important to us to hear from you as well. Is that all right? Yes. Is that all right? Yes. Okay, so with that, let's get started. The theme for today is raising the roof. So, Pastor, I would ask you, in the context of your work and having been a teacher to so many young people as well, when that question is posed, raising the roof, you know, what does that mean to you for the lives of these young people?
Wow. If I may take a moment, having grown up in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy and Bushwick, Brooklyn, having worked in the corporate world for 10 years as a banker, an operations specialist, having built a ministry over 45 years of my life in other capacities with government, et cetera. But those are not my credentials. Let me give you my credentials. I've been married to my wife for 54 years.
Come on now. Y'all better say amen, somebody.
I'm not finished. We have 7 sons. And people ask, well, why you have 7 sons? Because we wanted a girl. Never got the girl. We have 7 sons. We have 28 grandchildren. And our great-granddaughter just celebrated her second birthday last week.
God bless.
I say that and present that as my credentials, because if you can stay committed to someone over a period of time that spans half a century and experience what all human beings experienced personally and within the context of the marriage union, to raise 7 boys in Brooklyn, to have them grow up, get married, have children, and continue that legacy and pass it on. Along with my integrity, that is the credibility that empowers my voice to you today and the things that I want to share with you through this conversation. When your life has been proven and tested over time, and you've experienced both the tragedies and the triumphs of life, that empowers you to speak into the lives of others. Our culture has celebrities who get married, and they've been married for 2 years, and they're on TV giving advice about marriage. What do they know? It's after you've paid the price and have some longevity that you can truly speak with wisdom and experience into the lives of others. No offense to the celebrities, but I'm speaking reality. So, to your question, when I think of Ruth in this context, I think of it as a metaphor for limitations, for limits on our potential, for limits on our capacity, for limits on the success that we can and desire to achieve with our lives and within the context of a society. So when it comes to raising the roof, I think it equal to breaking the glass ceilings. I think about dealing with those things that challenge our productivity, challenge our ability to engage in upward mobility within the society, tap into our gift, talents, and abilities, and translate them into value in the marketplace. So the roof, especially for a marginalized people, Black and brown people, specifically in the context of American history, that's all we've been doing for the last 250 years, is trying to raise the roof and allow our full potential, our full beauty and creativity and innovation to speak into a society and offer the value that we bring to it. So raise the roof means break the limits, cast off the restrictions to our capacity and our potential.
Yeah, absolutely. For so many years, and as the founding leader of the Christian Cultural Center, which, for anyone in this room who doesn't know, the church that this pastor founded is one of the largest churches in the city of New York. It is the largest Black church in New York. If you've never had a chance to visit, at some point, you should go and visit in East New York, in Brooklyn, the Christian Cultural Center. It is a phenomenal spiritual experience for anyone who goes. But as the spiritual leader, founder of a Christian Cultural Center, pastor, for so many years, you have been at the intersection of helping people find their purpose, identity, faith. What do you say to our young people today who may be in that place where they struggle to find their identity, ultimately their purpose, and where does faith play a role in all of that?
Wow. Let me speak something directly to you, and please hear me. Because the challenge is not to become successful. The challenge is to become the person worthy of success. Because success is something that you attract as a magnet when you are the person worthy of it. The laws are such in this universe that you draw those things. So let me say this to you first off. You are more than the neighborhood you grew up in or you're growing up in. You are more than your neighborhood. You are more than your race, ethnicity. You are more than that context. You're more than your economic circumstances. You're more than that. You're more than the mistakes that you've made in life and the labels that people have tried to place upon you. You have been created with dignity, purpose, intelligence, and capacity. The capacity to build a meaningful life. And here's the beautiful thing about capacity. For the rest of your life, you can continue to increase that capacity.
Yes.
So what you're capable of today continues to grow, and you become greater in capacity as you move through life. I say that to you because you must never let yourself be defined by these things that seek to make you someone that you're not or reduce you to one characteristic. Don't let social media do it. Don't let your peer relationships do it. Don't let the culture do it. You are more than all of these things. And inside of you are seeds of greatness.
Yes.
But it's your responsibility to cultivate those seeds.
Yeah. How do we help? Yes. By show of hands, how many of you in the room as adults are mentors, teachers, caretakers? I'm just curious to see where some of you are in the room. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. What are the kinds of things that the adults, the caretakers, the big brothers, the big sisters, that they can be doing to help reinforce what you just said? To help young people understand that they, in fact, are more. For those who are not here today, but still come under the tutelage of others who are here. You know, one of the things I found when I was chancellor and overseeing the largest school system in the nation is the issue of mental health. I mean, it used to be something that, particularly in our communities, was not talked about a lot. It is talked about openly and honestly right now, where so many young people seem to be struggling with mental health challenge, not realizing that they are bigger than. What's a message, Pastor, for some of our adults who are here to help them to be able to reinforce that message for young people?
Wow, mental health. I would begin with this statement.
Yeah.
The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. So if you had bad thinking, in fact, let me take it a step further. If you have stinking thinking, then your life is going to smell from the way you think.
Come on.
But if you think right, if you think critically, and learn how to develop your thinking, your mind becomes a garden, and whatever you plant there will grow. If you plant fear, anxiety, hopelessness, and despair, that's what's going to grow. But if you plant hope, faith, courage, integrity, character, that's what's going to grow. Jesus said something, and I refer to him because there are two individuals who had a profound impact on my life. One was Malcolm X. And the reason why Malcolm influenced me so much is because of his journey. He was searching. He was hungry. He was trying to make sense of this world. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to live in this world? Who is or what is God? He was trying to figure out purpose and meaning and identity. And I related so deeply and profoundly to that journey. The second is Jesus Christ. And I separate him, the person, from the religion of Christianity and from the institutionalization of Christianity throughout the world in systems and structures that marginalize, oppress, and enslave. But the person, his teachings, his life, as revealed in the Gospels, had a profound impact on me and continue to do so to this day. It gave me a set of values that became an anchor for my soul. And let me say this to you. We are human beings, but we're broken. We're wounded. The reality is that we all have a degree of mental health issues. We're broken, wounded individuals. So whatever we create, whatever we do, will reflect a degree of that brokenness and that woundedness. That's the reality. So our humanity, which is what makes us persons of dignity and character and culture, etc., can run out when it's put under stress. And there are many stressful situations that test your humanity. And you know what I mean? When someone says something that you don't like about you, insults you, you have to decide how you're going to respond or react. Do you become physical? Do you become violent and continue the cycle of violence? Or do you analyze it differently and control how you respond? Your humanity can run out. Your beauty, your dignity, your character, it can run out when it's under stress. So if you don't have something to anchor your soul, then you have nothing to protect you from what you can become when your humanity runs out. So my soul is anchored in my faith as revealed through this person, the person and the teachings of Jesus Christ. So that's my Christianity, and that's how you should judge my Christianity.
Yes.
So how you think,
Right.
that's critical.
That's right.
And I can tell the way you think by the questions you ask, or the questions you don't ask. There are books written, Think Yourself Rich. That is true. But you have to have that anchor. We as mentors, because that's how this question began, you opened in commentary before the question, we have a responsibility to you to tell you the truth. That's very, very important. We should never lie to you, because if you can't trust us, how can we lead you?
That's right.
So we have a responsibility to tell you the truth.
That's right.
To tell you the truth about this world in which we live.
That's right.
Because this world is both threat and promise.
and promise. Both.
It's both opportunity with opposition and opposition with opportunity. It's both good and evil. Because we are all broken and wounded in some way, the systems that we create reflect that.
That's right.
So the systems of this world, the political system, the economic systems, the educational systems, the social systems, they're broken. But they work on some level. Otherwise, we wouldn't have civilization. We wouldn't have advancements. We wouldn't have the degree of order that we have. So because they're broken and yet work on some level, our challenge is, how do we get those broken systems to work for us?
Right.
That's your challenge. And this is part of the response to those broken systems. Having things like this going on, ministries like TAG, ministries, churches, organizations, families, all of those things that support to help you in your challenge to those broken systems, yes, so that they can work for you.
Come on. Y'all better. Look at the person next to you and tell them it's about to get deep in here. You better wake up. There is, and nobody articulates it better than Pastor, but please hear this notion that we are spiritual beings, and we can't be disconnected from that. We are, as we even talk about raising the roof, right? Creating more opportunities so that you're not limited in the power of possibility for yourself. But you see, but the challenge is this: we could raise the roof and you still not move any further than where you are right now. Because you have to know who you are and whose you are. It's very important to understand that. Look at just look at the palm of your hand right now, everybody in the room. Just look at your palm print. Do you realize that there's nobody else in this room that has the same print as you do? Yours is completely unique. But think about this. From the beginning of time, there's never been anybody else who's had the exact same palm print as you. Ever. And there never will be. That you are so unique to the universe. That God is so amazing that when He created you, He made a perfect specimen that He broke the most. There'll never be another one like you. Just think about that. You know, there are people that have your name. There are people who look like you. We've all heard somebody say, oh, I met somebody who looked just like they. I thought that was your twin. You've all heard that before, right? Somebody that just sounds like you. They look a lot like you. But they are not you. You are completely unique. And when you understand that, there's a power that comes with your uniqueness. That there's a body of work that is there for you to do in the world that nobody else can do quite like you. That's what Pastor is saying. There's something you have to be able to draw on, a strength inside of you. And if you want one of the words of inspiration, Pastor just said, he was inspired by the life of Malcolm X. Now, don't be shy. How many of you, by show of hands, have never read the autobiography of Malcolm X? Just raise your hand. I'm just curious. Right? And there's probably a few more than those of you who even raise your hand. So, Ms. Janet, Rev Al, that's an assignment for everybody, because the life of Malcolm X has served to inspire so many, including myself, in addition to Pastor. And so many people the world over, as he was searching to find his identity, and in finding and being in pursuit of finding out who he really was, there's a story there and a lesson for each and every one of you to be in pursuit of your own purpose, knowing how unique you are to the world. Okay? Don't forget that.
I thought I was the reverend, but doesn't he sound like a preacher there? He sounds like he's preaching.
Well, just know that this work for me is very, very, very personal. I am also, I'm not a father of 7 and 28 grandchildren, but I do have 4 beautiful children who I adore, and 3 grandchildren, 3 granddaughters.
I'll give you some time.
Yes. So I have been blessed. God has blessed me as well. I'm a member of an organization called 100 Black Men. And one of the things that we say, is one of our mantras, Pastor, is they will be what they see. They will be what they see. It's hard to dream of becoming an investment banker if you've never met one. You know, it's hard to dream of big dreams sometimes when your exposure has been so limited. How do we help our kids to raise the roof? How do we help to raise the roof for our kids through a greater level of exposure of opportunities for them to bear witness to?
Wow, there's a foundational principle to what you're asking. And I want you to hear this, because principles are broad and basic truths. And as you build your life on them, especially, they're easy to remember. So let me give you this. You only think to the level of what you're exposed to. I'm going to say it again. You only think to the level of what you're exposed to. Which means if you're not exposed to success, to value, to prosperity, to growth, to upward mobility, to hope, to faith, to love, if you're not exposed to these things, your mind can't fathom these things. You don't think these things. So exposing yourself requires models, like the lives that you and I have been blessed to live, like the ministries and work that goes on with Al and Janet Cohen, with going places to see how other people live, how other people talk, how other people think. Exposure is critical, very, very critical. So if you don't expose yourself to healthy literature, not trash, things that are going to feed your mind and empower you for success, if you don't expose yourself to a different way of thinking than the way you think, then you're going to continuously be limited to the knowledge in your own mind. If you're the smartest one in your group, you need a new group. Because you won't grow unless you can be challenged by those around you. One of the critical things is your friends. I can tell a lot about you by your friends. You need people in your life who are going to challenge you to become the best version of yourself and not hold you down or take you down.
That's right.
That's on you.
That's right.
It's okay to be selective in your friends. And if people don't like that and think you all that, tell them to come and visit you in 10 years. and check you out then.
That's right.
And then comment
That's right.
about you.
Come on. You've got to, young people, understand this. This organization that you are a part of and you are joining here today and involved with and engaged is an amazing organization that's doing great, great work. Right? Continue to stay involved, continue to engage, but also push the leadership to higher heights. And the way you do that is with the innovative ideas that you have. Some of the new initiatives that they're doing are because of young people who have said, we want to be able to be entrepreneurs and create a store and do these things. There are lots of other things that you can do as well. You know, one of the things I'd love to see come out of this, I'd love to see a tag golf team. Right? But that's just one idea. My point is that there are all kinds of amazing ideas that you should be presenting and then helping to make happen. And then there are opportunities outside of the organization. You know, the whole world, you're with me over there? You know, the whole world lives in New York City.
Yeah.
You have the great benefit that so many other young people your age do not have in other cities, to simply get on a subway and you can be in a whole nother part of New York City that looks like you're in a whole different world. People speak different languages, they eat different kind of food, they do different things, they have different cultures, and all you have to do is be intellectually curious. Ask questions. Don't just say, who's going to do for me? But just go and open up your mind. Go visit different museums and just go in and see. Expose yourself to opportunities that will allow you an opportunity to grow. So just continue to push. Continue to make sure that you are doing these things because it's important. I'll leave you with one other example, just something that I did. Pastor, when I was in the 11th grade, I started reading. Nobody gave me an assignment. It wasn't homework for school. It was just something I wanted to do. And I read a book by Dick Gregory. Civil rights activist, humanitarian, but somebody who had changed his whole life around through his eating habits. And he wrote a book called Cooking with Mother Nature. And I read that book together with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book about Eat to Live. And I read them both in one summer. And what emerged for me, Pastor, was I said, I'm going to make at least one change in how I eat. I stopped eating red meat on my own. Beef products, because of what I was reading, and it said how it really was not healthy for you. Now, my mother and father didn't stop eating red meat. My brothers didn't stop. Nobody made me do it. It wasn't an assignment from school. It was me educating myself. And in the 11th grade, I stopped eating red meat. Now, I remember being a teacher later on, and I told my kids in class, they were in the 4th grade, and I told them I stopped eating red meat. And one young man, big hefty boy named Parrish said, Mr. Banks, what do you mean red meat? I said, you know, like hot dogs, hamburgers. He said, what? Man, you don't know what you're missing. But I have not had red meat since the 11th grade through my own discipline. And as a result of that, all 4 of my children or my grandchildren have never had it because I was the one who went first and set that example. Nobody made me do it. It wasn't from an organization, but it was an example of personal discipline that every single one of you in this room possesses that single thing.
I'd like to respond to that because I eat red meat.
Okay.
I got a weakness for hot dog. But this is not about eating red meat or not eating red meat.
That's right.
It's about discipline. It's about discipline. Discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment. Because you can think it, but if you don't engage in discipline, you won't cross the bridge to see it happen. It will stay in your mind and never become a reality.
Come on.
Discipline takes it out of your mind and makes it a reality. That's what this is all about. He discovered something, some information. He processed that information. He thought it was good. But it's not until he engaged in the discipline that it became a part of his life and his identity that he could share with you today. Every one of us, if I may.
Yes, please, Pastor.
Every one of us must work through the identity crisis. The identity crisis is common to every human being. And some people don't resolve it their whole life.
Yes.
And because there's so many voices speaking to you today, telling you who you should be, it gets crazy. There's some people who you got to ask them who they're going to be tomorrow, because every day they show up as somebody else. Identity gives stability. When people have resolved their identity, they are not bouncing all over the place. They're secure in who they are. Yes. And let me say something to you critical about identity. Whatever you base your identity on, if what you base it on can be taken from you, then what you've built your identity on is fragile. Because if something can be taken from you and your identity is built on it, the moment it's taken from you, you lose your identity. My identity is not in the things that I've accomplished. Those things come out of who I am. My identity is a man in the image of God. That gives me dignity, that gives me worth, it gives me value, and it transcends the color of my skin, transcends my family identity or lineage, it transcends my economic situation, it transcends my education. So I don't begin with what I've accomplished to know who I am. I begin with that anchor that I spoke of earlier in my faith, that God created me in his image and in his likeness, and that nobody can take from me, which means that that's where my identity is anchored.
That's right.
That's where I begin, and that's what I build upon.
Come on, come on, come on. Even with a strong anchor, life is going to happen. And you're going to have some challenges. A pastor doesn't mean to suggest at all that even with that strong anchor and knowing who you are, that you're not going to be tested. And in fact, there are going to be times when you get knocked down in pursuit of the goals that you have established for your life and the purpose for your life. You're going to have moments where you do get knocked down. Pastor, can we talk a little bit about resilience?
What you said. Think about an anchor. An anchor doesn't protect you from the storm. The anchor is designed to keep the storm from carrying the boat away. So life is going to come. Things can get stormy. Things can get tough. But if you have an anchor, then that storm will not take you and destroy you. An anchor is meant to keep you solid. It doesn't keep the wind from blowing. It doesn't keep the lightning from striking. It doesn't keep the storm from coming. But it keeps you from being carried away and drowned by life's challenges. So what you said is so important. I think we can picture an anchor holding a boat and the boat rocking from the storm.
Right.
But after the storm's over, because of the anchor, that boat is still there. You're still there.
That's right. Having that anchor. Let me give you an example of something I think about. So I'm a young man. I'm a little boy. I'm growing up. I'm 9 years old. My hero was Muhammad Ali. How many of you have heard? Y'all know Muhammad Ali? The greatest fighter of all times.
Yeah.
And so he proclaimed. But think about this. Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world at a time when that really meant something. The most popular athlete in the world when you were the heavyweight champ in those days means you were the baddest man on the planet. He had not lost a fight. And all of a sudden, the United States government came and said they were going to draft him to fight in the Vietnam War. And he refused to be inducted into the war. Here's what was so powerful about that. He was about 25 years old when he said no to the U.S. government. And they threatened him. They said, we're going to imprison you. You're going to lose your ability to fight. You won't be able to take care of your family. Are you sure you're ready to do this? And he said, whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will do it before denouncing my faith. I'm ready to die. Think about that, the power of that. As a young man, he's only 25 years old. So they did, in fact, take his title away. And he could not fight for almost 4 years. Those would have been the best years of his life. During those 4 years, they had a tournament, and they selected another fighter. The person that emerged and became the heavyweight champion was a guy by the name of Smoking Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was like Mike Tyson back in the day. And all of a sudden, Ali had to go through the process. He got his Supreme Court overturned the decision, allowed him to come back and fight again. Now, Muhammad Ali said, I'm the real champion of the world, and I'm coming back as the champ. And Joe Frazier said, but I'm the champ now. And so the only way you can settle that dispute is how? They got to fight. 1971, Madison Square Garden, they called it the fight of the century. Two undefeated heavyweight champs getting ready to throw down, where all the biggest stars and the celebrities across America showed up in Madison Square Garden. They didn't introduce anybody, Eric, because they said, if you're somebody, you're here tonight. Everybody that's somebody's here tonight. It was Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, biggest fight ever. They start the fight. The fight goes 15 rounds. They don't even fight 15-round fights anymore. Why? Because they said it's too dangerous. But back then, they were fighting 15-round fights. The fight is dead even going into the final round. And in the middle of the 15th round, Joe Frazier unleashed a left hook to the jaw of Muhammad Ali that put Ali on the canvas. Ali said, Joe Frazier hit me so hard he jarred my kinfolk in Africa. And I remember watching the fight as a kid, and I'm devastated. And Ali goes down, but in 2 seconds, he got back up. And he fought hard to the end of that round, but he lost the fight because of that final round, and the decision was given to Joe Frazier. At the end of the fight, I'm 9 years old. I'm devastated because he was my hero that he lost. First loss he ever had. But here's the point, Pastor. When it was over, the reporters went over to him. They went over to Muhammad Ali and they said, "Champ, what was going through your mind when you got knocked down?" And to this day, I always remember what Ali said. He looked at the camera and he said, "To get up. I'm a champion. I'm not supposed to be on the ground." There's something that you have to have in your spirit every single day. Yeah. That when you get knocked down, there's something in you that says what Pastor said, I'm all that. I'm not supposed to be on the ground. I might get knocked to the ground, but I got to get up because there's work for me to do. So your destiny is not to be on the ground. Don't be discouraged when you get knocked on the ground. The best of us get knocked on the ground. But the best of us don't stay on the ground. Always remember that.
You know, there's a name for that. It's called good preaching. You just heard some good preaching.
So let's have some real talk, pastors. We're getting close to the end here. When I was a principal, I would bring guest speakers like yourself to come and speak to my young people. And invariably, there was a question when we would go to Q&A that the kids would always ask of anybody that I brought in as a guest speaker. And that question was, "So how much money do you make?" And so I'm not asking you that, Pastor. What I'm saying is that young people are absolutely infatuated with money, how to make money, how to be financially successful. Because many of my speakers would say, well, it's not about how much money you make. It's about, are you happy? Are you living a purpose-driven life? And the kids tune out immediately. Because they're like, yeah, we've heard all of that. But I want to know, what are my opportunities if I went into this career or into that career? What are the kinds of things that you would advise young people to think about for their own financial acumen, particularly given before you were a pastor? You were in the financial services business. This is what you do. This is what you did. This is still a big part of your framework. How do you help young people to understand how to become financially successful?
So you want to know the journey that led up to me being a partner on a $1 billion development project.
Come on. Y'all better pay attention.
Jesus said something profound. He said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." The kingdom of God is not some place up in the sky. What he was talking about was a social order, a way of thinking that prioritizes things in such a way that the things that others pursue, you will attract. The key principle is you don't have to pursue what you can attract by the person you become. The more you develop yourself, the more attractive, and I'm not talking about your good looks, the more attractive you become because of the person that you continue to develop yourself into, you become a magnet for opportunity, a magnet for success. It's very, very important. You have to have the right relationship with money, by the way. Money gives you two things. It gives you options, and it empowers you to help others. It gives you options. Money determines where you live. how you live, the car you drive, the apartment you live in, the house you live in, the food you eat, the friends you interact with, the clothes you wear. That's a reality in the world in which we live. And often it's not the money, it's what money can do that people chase. It gives you options. And you want to have as many options in life as possible. But the other side of that is, how can I help people? Because now we look at purpose. Because Aristotle said this. He said, at the intersection where your gift, talents, and abilities meet a human need, that's where you'll discover your purpose. That may not be in the context of a lot of wealth. It may be in the context where you are a first responder. And your job is to respond quickly to crisis that people are in. And you do that. And you find your greatest self-fulfillment in life. So we have to be careful when we think about money. Money is good, and in our world we think money answers everything. No, I know a lot of people who have a lot of money and they're miserable because they don't have purpose. Purpose gives you meaning. Money should help you fulfill purpose, but money should never be your purpose.
That's right. But there are some people who got a lot of money. They're very happy too, right? Or some of them at least.
Well, it depends on how we describe happiness. You know, I think people want to make that decision. I was talking to a very wealthy individual, no names mentioned. You would know who this person is. And he said to me, he said, you know, I got money, but it's not about the money. It doesn't mean anything to me. That's why people have to understand that. I said, yeah, but they want to get the money so they could say that. Because no matter what I tell you, the world tells you the only way you can be happy in life is to have a lot of money until you get it and you're still empty because you have no meaning, you have no purpose. Let me give you 4 things real quick. Identity gives you stability. Identity gives you stability. Calling, which is your vocation, which is God gives each one of us gift, talents, and abilities, and for a purpose in this world, to use those gift, talents, and abilities. So calling gives you direction. Identity gives you purpose. Identity gives you stability. Calling gives you direction. Character gives you credibility. Character gives you credibility. And relationship gives you meaning. Because it's the relationships that draw on your identity, your credibility, and your character. These things work together for a successful life.
Y'all just got a Sunday morning sermon right there. So in the few minutes that we have remaining, remember what I said when we started. We wanted to hear from you, so we can take 2 or 3 questions. We've got a microphone on this side and one on this side. If there's something that you heard, something that you wanted a little more clarity on, something that you're experiencing, that you are looking perhaps for a word on that, feel free. We know this is a room full of leaders, right? And so if anybody is processing what they heard today and has something that they would like to ask, please feel free to come on now down the stairs to the microphone and present your question at this time. We just have time for just a couple of questions. So it looks like we got somebody coming here and one there and maybe one more. Okay.
Encourage our young people.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So good to see you. I've worked with you.
Yes, God bless you.
And I had early life with you. Thank you so much. So it's my pastor and my former boss. Okay, my name is Jofrane Lagonde. I'm representing you all as I have been in your place. And I just wanted to say and let you know that Pastor does have sermons online. Young people, I wanted to make sure you all know that you can continue listening and learning from Pastor A.R. Bernard online every Sunday, free from your home. Okay, if you can't get to the church, you can go online and join in. So I just wanted to make sure that they knew that. Yes. I wanted to thank the both of you for coming out and doing this today, because this is so important. This conversation today, my journey and what I've learned from Pastor A.R. Bernard. I went to school with his son in elementary school. And we used to go by his house after school and get milk and cookies. We used to just come there for milk and cookies and play games. But then we used to get such good words from Pastor that I looked forward to going to his house in the afternoons just to get those teachings. And I cannot tell you how much those teachings has brought me here today. Wow. Okay? Because I'm not here for work. I'm not here with any of the groups. I work for the Department of Education. I got the message from the church, and I said, let me make sure I come here to see the children and to make sure I hear what they're hearing, because you all need to take this in and continue to develop yourself every day, no matter what. Nothing brought me here but the fact that the way this gentleman inspired me as I was a young child.
Wow. Thank you, sis.
Is why you should listen every Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you for your witness.
Bless you. And before we go there, Pastor, if people are so inspired and they would like to hear more of you, how could they follow you, or how would they?
Just Google A.R. Bernard.
A.R. Bernard. You pick it up from there.
And I'll let you deal with what you find.
Yes. Young man, yes.
My name is Prince Stone. There's two questions I want to ask both of you great gentlemen. I actually went to Eagle Academy Bronx last year, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
all right, it's a pleasure.
I heard nothing but good things. This is my first time actually seeing you, though, so it's a pleasure. But I hear a lot of good quotes from y'all. I hear that y'all are very intelligent. I just want to know if there's one quote that y'all can give me specifically that helped y'all get to success.
I would say, I'll give you one quote from Frederick Douglass. Once you learn to read, you will forever be free.
I appreciate it.
And Pastor's got one for you.
We were just talking about money. True wealth is portable. You can take it anywhere. It's called an education. Because as long as you have an education, you're wealthy for the rest of your life. Because once you learn how to think, you can think yourself out of trouble.
That's right.
You can think yourself out of poverty. You can think yourself out of crisis. Education.
That's right.
It's portable.
Love it.
That's your greatest wealth.
Yes. Hey, sis.
Hi, my name is Bailiana Martinez, and my question is, how do I find where God is leading me?
Pastor? How do I find where God is leading me?
Where God is?
Where God is leading me.
Leading you.
Yeah.
It begins with conscience. Every human being has this moral sense of right and wrong, has a moral sense of excellence. If you take a child and you offer a dirty penny in one hand and a shiny penny in the other hand, they're the same value, but that child is going to pick the shiny penny because there's something inside of us that recognizes excellence. That's where it begins. That's the voice of God.
Okay, one more question. I think I forgot. How do I know, like, where to find, like, community? Like, because I have a hard time finding friends that share the same faith as me, and it's been challenging. I pray about it, but it's just like, I don't know where to find it. If I'm being honest, I rarely go to church, and I rarely read my Bible, but I do keep prayer on go. But I just want to know how to find community. Yes. That's it.
It seems to be church-centered. Look for it. You'll know when you find it. You'll find identity, sense of belonging, approval, support, acceptance, all of those things that are basic. That's how people end up in gangs, because we're all looking for the same things. Find it in the right church community. So you have to go to church in order to find that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, young man.
Hi, my name is Gerald Mitchell. So I'm wondering if, like, what would be a second option for, like, your, like, if you didn't get into the job you're in now, what would it be and why? For each of you, please.
Ask that one more time.
If you had another job opportunity, which one would you want it to be and why?
Oh, for me, for us personally? Or if I had another job opportunity?
If you had...
If I was doing something different than what I'm doing? Yeah. Oh. Or what the option B would have been? That's a good question. Who, me? No, y'all better stop that pastor stuff. No, I think I was, I don't know, you know, I became an educator almost, that wasn't my plan. I didn't go to school initially to be an educator. In many ways, this was my plan B. I wanted to be a lawyer. And right, and I did become a lawyer. So sometimes you can work your plan A and your plan B, because when I came out of college, my goal was to go straight to law school, but I had my first child. My son was born, and I had now financial responsibilities. I had to take care of a family. And in doing that, I put my law school dreams on hold. And that's when I became a teacher. So being a teacher was my plan B, right? And then after my third year of teaching, I actually went to law school at night. You imagine I was living in Jersey City, New Jersey. I was teaching in Brooklyn. And then I was going to St. John's Law School at night, which is in Queens. So every day I went from Jersey City to Brooklyn to Queens. I'm in class from 6 to 10 at night. Never got home before 11 o'clock for 4 years. And I told you my son was born, right? So he was almost 4 years old. Oh, and by the way, guess what happened before my first day of law school? Guess what happened? Tried 2 more babies, twins. I was like, I got to get out of this noisy house. I wound up doing that where a lot of other people would say, I've got to put all that on hold because there's just too many things going on. But I don't just say I believe in God. I believe that all things are possible with God, and that God will give you what you need, but you have to be prepared to put in the work. You can't just sit down and think all of these blessings are going to be bestowed on you. No, you have to put one foot in front of the other, do the work, and God, I like to say, God blesses you in your movement. So you don't always know what the answer is going to be, but it's not going to come to you just sitting in an idle space. At least that's not the way it's ever worked in my life. It works in my movement as I put one foot in front of the other. I don't know what's 10 feet down, but I know if I put one foot in front of the other, God will bring people, resources, opportunity along the way. And that is how it has always worked for me. So that's what I would share with you.
You sure you're not going to be a pastor? He sounds like a pastor.
Yeah.
I think what would be helpful, because I've worn many hats, different industries. Right now I'm wearing 5 hats in 5 different industries. Most recently becoming chief chaplain for the New York Police Department. So there is occupation, which is job in a particular field or industry. But there's also vocation, which comes from the Latin word vocare, which means calling. And when you see a job as a calling, something that you're called to do, you have a different relationship with it.
That's right. That's right.
It transcends the hard labor, the difficulty, the challenges along the way in the context, because you believe that you've been given a divine assignment to respond to a need in a certain context. So when you begin to look at it like that, you, and especially your generation, you don't change positions, you change jobs.
That's right.
Throughout your lifetime.
Yes.
My generation, you found the right job, and that's where you stayed, and you maneuvered within it. But yours is more expensive than ours. But no matter what job you're looking at, no matter what work, make sure you feel called to it, because that will inspire you when you're discouraged, when the challenges come to leave you in despair. That's where you'll burn the midnight oil. See it as something that God's called you to do. And if it's not a calling, it's not a vocation, it's going to be shaky. Because when it's a calling, it gets tough, but you enjoy it. Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, said, find a job that you love doing, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. How true is that?
We got time for a couple more, I think. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Doreen Mae Davis, and I am so nervous. I'm not really a public speaker, but I thank you for being here. You fed my soul so well. I'm also an NYPD chaplain. Johnny Ray Youngblood is my bishop. And I'm here on the behalf of the youth. It's amazing to see this. I've never seen this before. I'm here alone, and I saw it on Facebook. And when I saw the names of the hosts, I said, I know it's going to give me information where I can bring it to Brooklyn. I love doing what I do, which is with children. How can I be part of this movement? Because it's bigger than me, but it's not bigger than God.
Yes.
And I want to be part of what's going on with the youth, regardless. If I'm in Brooklyn, I'm willing to travel to support. Sure. And I'm looking to see something like this in Brooklyn because it's so needed all over the world.
Look at that.
And I'm asking God to order my steps, to be the light to my path.
Right.
I just want to know, what do I need to do? You know, I go to God about it, but
Yes.
He said, I will send you.
Yes.
I will send you. I will give you the help. And maybe this is what it is, the place
Yes.
where I need to be to get the resources, because we need to be resources for our youth. We
That's
need to
right.
do that. We
That's
need to
right.
feed their souls.
That's right. Well, first of all, let me say,
I have a 25-year-old at home. Well, I have a 25-year-old and a 43-year-old. And they're never too old to learn. So I have to keep feeding their soul
Yes.
as I feed mine. So I'm just here to be fed and also want to be part of the movement, because this movement is bigger than me, but it's not bigger than God.
Come on.
So
I love
I'm
it. Thank you.
to find out
Well-
what I can do to be on board to support the youth.
We're going. First of all, you're a great public speaker. I don't know what you're nervous about. So God brings us to places for a reason, and if you've not met the Cohens before, you're meeting them right now, because I do believe that they are starting a movement. They are deeply committed to community, but a lot of the work that they're doing also, I can see it from the time I met them to where it's come now. That is going to grow even beyond Harlem, and they're going to need folks working with them as they try to expand beyond. So that's a good place to start, with a wonderful, loving couple right there who are about to work. So let's start with that. All right?
Excellent.
God bless you.
Yeah, we're gonna, before we run out of time, let me just say something. There are a million things that we could be doing, but we chose to be here with you. And here's why. Here's why. Listen to me carefully. Look at me. Listen to me carefully. Right now, your generation represents 20% of the American population, but you also represent 100% of America's future. So we're here because we're investing in the future of this country and our own future as well. We need you to be sharp. We need you to be polished. We need you to be on, because the future depends on it.
Absolutely. Couldn't say it any better. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon. Thank you, both of you, for speaking. It's a multi-part question, but I'll distill it to 2 questions. The first is, my name is Oragare Okobia. The first question is, what are the most critical but yet invisible barriers that we as adults, institutions, place on our young people today? The second question is, and you people can give a very good perspective on this, how can we ensure that policy and community goodwill would help us to build this ideal that we want for our youths, to develop both their spiritual and personal character?
Well, I would say, first of all, I think one of the barriers as adults, that adults often put, is the lack of belief, high expectation for our children and our young people. I had a mom once who, when I was a principal, we worked really hard with this young lady. Not only did she graduate, she got accepted to a really great college in Massachusetts. We were so excited. And her mother came in to give us the news that, unfortunately, her daughter would not be going to that school because she was too nervous about her daughter going so far away from home. And so sometimes what we do is we bring our own fears and insecurity, and we place that on our children, and we want to keep them real close. I get it. But it is important to also understand that our children don't belong to us, that they are the manifestation of God's love for us, and that we have been given a responsibility as adults to provide for their safe journey in this space. That's why this job of parent, mentor is so awesome. It is so incredible. But you have to look at it and remember through the lens that our kids don't belong to us. They were not created by us. And our job is to give them everything they can so that they can go on and be all that God would have them to be. And not be limited by our own fears and our own limitations and allow them to go on and be all that they're supposed to be. So that's the one big barrier I would tell you from families that we've got to be very, very, very careful about.
I won't even try to respond because he's articulated so well. But I will say this, and it's so important. Every one of you young people need to look in the mirror. I'm wait till I get all your attention. Every one of you need to look in the mirror and make a decision. Are you going to be your own worst enemy, or are you going to be your own best friend? You got to decide, because too often we think the power is outside of us somewhere,
yes,
or resides in someone else. No, the power is in you.
Excellent.
You have to make that decision, because if you don't, you're going to blame everybody and everything else.
That's right.
You are your own worst enemy or your best friend. Become your best friend. When everybody else rejects you, you better accept yourself.
Come on.
And build from there for the rest of your life. You know, they call it, you know what I call it? Self-esteem.
That's right.
Because you're supposed to esteem yourself.
That's right.
If nobody else does,
That's right.
you do.
You better like yourself. That's right. Wait, final two questions here?
Yes. Did you have, were you waiting? Oh, he's been waiting too. So final,
Okay.
We'll just.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yes. Go ahead. Yes, sis.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Pace. I wanted to ask, have you ever experienced a period of isolation? And if so, how did that force you to grow?
Say it again.
Have you ever experienced a period of isolation? And how did that help force you to grow? Some powerful questions from these young people.
You know, sometimes if you just adjust your lens the slightest degree, all of a sudden you see things differently. So what I once perceived as isolation, I now see as solitude, which is a spiritual discipline. There are times when you need to be by yourself. And you're never fully by yourself. You're alone with God. It's a time of self-reflection, a time for self-examination, to reset so that you can go back out to conquer this world.
Yes, love it. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Shadell. I'm from God's Done Life Up. So I want to ask you, when you're on your way to like greater things, how do you get through your walls to get there? Because certain kids, they got a path that they got to take, and they got walls to get through. Because, you know, God always brings something to try to break you down. So how do you get through all that the way there?
Repeat the question for the audience.
Yeah. How do you personally like get through your wall, right? In your own life. You're talking about us as even personally.
Like how y'all do it. Like, you know how you get into everything, you get into the money, you get in focus, and then God just give you something to interrupt your focus. How do you get through it? It's like walls.
Wait, God gave it to you?
Yeah, like it's like basically it's like it's helping you growing, but certain people don't know how to get through their walls. To get to accomplish what you want to get through, God always give you something in front of you.
Yeah, the obstacles. How do you get through those obstacles?
I call it walls because it's basically what I'm going through is walls. Everything I go through is walls, so it's hard for me to get through them.
So let's adjust your lens a little bit. The better word is obstacle. God uses circumstances and situations. He orchestrates our life in such a way to always make us better. So how you approach the idea of walls is critical. Often the Bible points us to the animal world to learn. And there's a text, beautiful text in the book of Proverbs that says, consider the ant. So I applied that to obstacles. And if you've ever seen an ant, no matter how many obstacles you put in front of it, it never stops. It keeps going, trying to find a way over it, around it, under it. It just never stops. Persistence is what walls bring out of you.
And young man, before you, I just want to say this as well. The muscle of persistence also comes again from identity, knowing who you are, having something to draw from. You know that you're a child of God, but also knowing your history, knowing the history of the people who came before you. The things that you think are walls or obstacles are lightweight compared to what so many of the others had to go through. And but you've got to be aware of those things. That's why I said everybody ought to read the autobiography of Malcolm X and Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman and so many others who went through so much and still survived. And that you know that you stand on the shoulders of those people who fought, bled, died, sacrificed. See, when you have that in your spirit, that'll give you that gives you that muscle to bust through that wall, climb over that wall, go around it, because you know that your people have done it before. If you don't know that, then you might think you're the first one to ever have to deal with this obstacle, and you're not. It's in your DNA. We as a people, we are a walking, talking miracle that we are even still here and still moving on. So when you know that, that is what will give you something poured into your spirit, that every time a wall or obstacle comes your way, I got this. All right? Keep that in mind. Here's our final question.
Hi, my name is Charisma, and it's really not a question. It's really a statement. I really just wanted to say thank you, both of you guys. You guys' words has really just been touching to me. Just last year, I really didn't feel like I had a purpose. And I know a lot of people don't really talk about this a lot, but I was one of the graduating classes during COVID, and I felt like I really didn't have no purpose in anything. I was mentally lost. I felt like I didn't have a purpose with anything. So just with hearing everything that you guys have been saying today, and just with continuing to move on and trying to find that purpose, trying to find that strive, and not giving up on yourself, and as many times as you keep falling and you got to keep getting up, I really just love the fact that you guys embedded in a lot of young people, because I feel like a lot of people that are young in their teens really need to hear this, because this is what I wanted to hear when I was a teen. So I appreciate it.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for that word. What we're going to do is we offer up a final word, and then we'll put it back over to the Cohens. Final word I would leave with you is really to echo something that Pastor said earlier, which is just how much we need you. And I hope that you really hear that as young people who are going to be the future for all of us. We don't just encourage you to do well. We don't just wish the best for you. We need you. We need every single one of you to be all that you are supposed to be. Otherwise, we as a collective community can never be all that we are supposed to be without you. It can't be done without you. You are not inconsequential. You are absolutely essential to the success of our people. And we want you to know very much just by our own presence here today, just how much we love you. Every single one of you. I don't have to know your name. I might not have even met you. You are our children. You are our family. You are our cousins. You are our nieces, our nephews. And we love you. We need you. Continue to keep the faith. Believe in yourself. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Well
Final
said.
word from our pastor. Final word from Pastor.
Yeah, so final word, a final word. If you want to make yourself worthy of success, as I said in the beginning of the conversation, 3 things. Number 1, get serious. I do not give serious time to casual people. Get serious.
My God, that's a shirt.
Because when you're serious, you're willing to do what it takes in order to get where you want to get to in life. Once you get serious, get smart. Study, read, research, ask questions, find out everything that you can in order to do what you want to do. You may never get a chance to do all that you've learned, but at least you're ready because you're smart about it. The last thing, get serious, get smart, and then get going. Stop making up excuses.
Just go.
Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. They'll never come.
Yes.
You make up your mind, and you'll become the person worthy of success.
Amen.
I need everybody to stand. Everybody to stand. Everybody's standing. Everybody's standing. And I want you to show these 2 men. Your mic is louder.
I'm just louder.
I just need you to put your hands together and show these men your appreciation for the wisdom that God has given them.
Wow.
Come on, you can do better than that. Come on, let's just give them a standing ovation. Come on, put your hands together. Let's give them.
We thank you for your time. We are so thankful. So thankful. Lunch is downstairs for you all, so please enjoy it. Enjoy your summer. August 1st, Youth Explosion. Don't miss it.
Anybody gonna bless the food?
It's already blessed.
Okay.